Hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, your source for Second Amendment news. Holding my camera with my hand. Long story, I'm redesigning my studio. It's not a very big room, and it's like 80 pounds of stuff in a 20-pound sack, so it's a mess. I can't get to the camera, so here we are. Something happened in Colorado yesterday that is disturbing, very disturbing. So a lawsuit was brought by Dudley Brown's group, the Rocky Mountain Gun Owners, and they were suing the state, saying that their ban on magazines in excess of 15 rounds was unconstitutional. And they weren't suing on the basis that it violated their federal constitutional Second Amendment right. They were suing on the fact that it violated their state constitutional right. Now, while we all know, especially if you're watching this channel, you should know what the Second Amendment says in the Constitution. Colorado's version of the Second Amendment says this, and I'll quote, a person has the right to keep and bear arms in defense of his home, person, and property, or in aid of the civil power when thereto legally summoned. So there's a lot more that goes into that state version than the federal one. So Colorado's ban on this, the high capacity, there's no such thing, but high capacity magazine, anything over 15 rounds, came about in 2013. In that case, in 2013, the judge in that case said this, and I want to read this so I get it right. Quote, the law was a legitimate governmental purpose for reducing deaths from mass shootings. And when the plaintiffs argued that that law has not made a dent in anybody in preventing any deaths, the state snapped back and said, quote, legislation need not solve all gun problems to be constitutional. Now, Colorado's ability as a state to regulate firearms came about in a 1994 case where this quote came out. The state may regulate the exercise of the right to bear arms under its inherent police power so long as the exercise of that power is reasonable. Doesn't say that in the federal Constitution, does it? Now, this court also said that this decision of upholding the ban on magazines in excess of 15 rounds does not violate someone's constitutional right because they still have the ability to keep and bear arms. They're not taking the guns away. They're just taking away that, 16th, 17th, to 18th round. Now, this case was heard by the Colorado Court of Appeals, and Dudley Brown has already said he will be appealing this to the state Supreme Court. This is dangerous because you have a state saying that they have the police power to regulate the Second Amendment. No, that's not the way it's supposed to work. And they're also using this new loophole they're creating about legitimate government purposes of reducing deaths from mass shootings. No, you don't get to violate anybody's rights because you want to solve the world's issues. There's a such thing called due process. You can't just violate rights because it makes you feel fuzzy. And I thought this was interesting because Colorado is a gun-friendly state compared to my state, Massachusetts, where we're going to the World Series. But it's spreading, guys and gals, and I've been saying it on this channel now. I'm on my third year of running this channel, of trying to bring everybody's attention to what's actually going on in parts of this country, in the small little corners, not the major cases that everybody knows about, but what's going on behind closed doors and is not really reported because they're nibbling away at our rights. And a lot of people say, it'll never happen here. No, it's only you guys in Massachusetts or New York or California, but here's Colorado, a very, very gun-friendly state, and they're starting to make big bites when it comes to stopping or restricting the Second Amendment. And again, there's going to be people who watch this and say, nope, it's not going to happen here. But the increase of the number of states that are accepting the red flag bills, the extreme risk protection orders, which is a blatant violation of the Constitution and due process, that's spreading like wildfire. Midterm elections are only 2 weeks away. You need to know who your candidates are. You need to know where they stand on some issues, and you need to make the right decisions. So please get out and vote. Reach out and touch these folks. Let them know you know what's going on. And hopefully you'll pass this information along and subscribe to this channel. Until we see each other again, this is Jared from Guns and Gadgets. Be safe, stay vigilant, carry a weapon, and keep your eyes open, guys and gals. Take care, everybody.